Severe flooding in southeastern United States. Neighborhoods, schools, and even roller coasters at Six Flags Over Georgia remained awash in several feet of murky, brown water on Tuesday, even as an emerging sun shed light on the widespread flood damage. Some said it was like a once-in-100-year flood, or perhaps a once-in-1,000-year flood. So far, at least 9 deaths in Georgia and Alabama were blamed on the torrential downpours in the southeast. The storms finally relented and relief was in sight, but the rain onslaught left many parts of the region in stagnant water. In Tennessee, a man was still missing after jumping into the fast-moving water as part of a bet. Boats and trucks evacuated at least 120 residents from a retirement center as nearby creeks rose, and several hundred others were taken from low-lying neighborhoods and motels to dry land. Another several hundred people in Georgia took refuge at shelters, and officials worked to clean up and repair washed-out roads and bridges. Georgia officials estimated at least $250 million in damages, and still rising. The storm left 9 people dead in its wake. On Tuesday, rescuers found the body of a 14-year-old who was swimming in the Chattahoochee River, along with another woman who was swept from her car in Douglas County, just west of Atlanta. Authorities also released a 15-minute 911 call of another storm victim's last moments. After several days of steady rain, the ground was saturated from Alabama through Georgia and to eastern Tennessee and western North Carolina. The floods came just months after an epic 2-year drought in the region ended with winter rains. Georgia emergency officials warned residents not to return to their homes too soon because the lingering water was still dangerous, but some ignored officials and had to be rescued. We had people who were out safely, but then they decided they wanted to get back in danger again, said Charlie English, head of Georgia Emergency Management Agency. The devastation surrounding Atlanta was widespread. In Austell, about 17 miles west of downtown Atlanta, Sweetwater Creek overflowed its banks, sending muddy water rushing into a nearby mobile home park, where a number of trailers were almost completely submerged. Residents trying to salvage belongings. Just down the road in the Mulberry Creek subdivision, many large houses built just 5 years ago were partially underwater. Some residents were trying to salvage anything at all that they could find. There's things that you can't replace, but it's just stuff, said Deborah Golden, whose split-level home was mostly underwater. This is or was an extreme flood. More extreme weather. And yes, climate change is real. Climate change is already happening. It's already upon the world. And it's increasing rapidly. And on top of that, there's much more going on here. As Peachtree Creek in Atlanta began to recede, residents were packing moving vans with furniture and trying to figure out what to do about waterlogged apartments. I'm toast, said Penny Freeman, who had moved into a first-floor unit 5 days ago. There's nothing left. Washed-out roads and flooded freeways around metro Atlanta caused commuters headaches. The governor asked President Barack Obama to declare a state of emergency in Georgia. At one of the largest shelters at the Cobb County Civic Center. One woman sat with others on green cots, chatting about the fate of their homes, and around them, children played games, oblivious to the destruction. When I saw the water rising, it brought back many bad memories, the woman said, who had lived in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina. The 72-year-old had moved to the area just 2 months ago. She said rescue efforts this time were going much more smoothly. These are very severe floods in the southeastern United States. 20 inches of rain in some spots in just the last couple of days, and 1.5 feet of rain in other places. And on Sunday, some places received almost 13.5 inches in just one day. That's a lot of water. And these floods were very intense. The rainfall was very intense. Dust storms in Phoenix. More wildfires in California. Cold temperatures in the western Rocky states. Snowfall in Denver. More early snowfalls. Extreme droughts in the very southern tip of Texas. And many other places around the world are experiencing extreme, intense weather events. Again, climate change is already here. It's already happening. It's already upon us. And there's much more, something much more going on here. Everything is connected. And these are more signs of the end times. Transition days. Transition is happening all around the world daily.